if you saw my other video, you saw this is basically what it is. And I'll put this in the description so you can kind of have an idea of what it is. So yesterday I plugged it in and I did verify that it does work. It's literally, you plug this electrical part right here, goes in there, has a little guide. There's only one way it goes in, so you don't, put the positive and the negative on the opposite side. Then you screw this in and you're set on that side. This is where you hook up to whatever vacuum line you want to hook up to. This thing, I believe, is some kind of regulator in case you want to hook your compressor up to it. This regulates how much air goes in through there, so it doesn't, like, if it's too much air, the lid will just pop, which is what I'm assuming would happen if this wasn't here. So my other video, I mentioned that I was going to use this inflatable bed electric pump, and I have it all set up. I found this little tube to connect these two together. This is where the positive and negative go. So let's try it now so I can show you what it looks like. You see it's already smoking. But before you do that, I'm going to add more baby oil just so it's not dry. You can, according to the instructions, it says you can use baby oil or mineral oil. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close it really well. Have something ready in case something goes wrong. You need to pop it open really fast. I have this little screwdriver ready to go just in case. Alright, so let's plug it back in. And yeah, I know I should be doing this in a more ventilated area and my garage closed just because this thing makes a lot of noise. It's Sunday morning. I don't want to piss off my neighbors yet. Maybe later. Alright, so let's turn on. I don't know if you can see in the camera, but it's definitely smoking. So we verify that it works. So we're good to go there. Now, what I want to do is, I already undid the booster hose. So I'm gonna go in through here, and this should go everywhere in the intake system up to, I believe, the throttle plate where the butterfly plate is. So let's find out. Let me set this up. Alright, so I plugged it in. I used the clamp just so it makes a nice firm so it doesn't pop out. So now let's plug it back in, see what happens. Hopefully it'll be very evident of where the leak is. I don't see any smoke coming out from there, so should be making a good seal. Look at that. What in the world? Is that coming out from here? Wait, what? Okay, I'm confused. So it looks like you see that? It's coming out from here where the valve cover bolt goes in. So how does that happen? Alright, I'm gonna look around for other spots to see if I can find anything else. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I looked around all over and I couldn't find any other spot where there was any smoke coming out. So what I did was I plugged this hole, I put the screw in there, and so if there would have been any other spot where it was leaking, it would have gone to that spot and the smoke would have been more evident. But what happened when I did that was, because the smoke has to go somewhere, it actually popped this because it built up and it popped. So that tells me if it's coming back this way and this is the only spot that it has to go, then to me that kind of tells me that there's no other leak anywhere else. So this is the only spot, and I'm still like scratching my head like, why is there a vacuum leak here? I mean, I believe the plenum gasket goes down this way, but so I guess if one of the edges on here, the gasket went bad, could it gone? But it just doesn't make sense. I hope that the actual plenum, this plastic thing, doesn't have a hole in it in here somewhere, because if it does, then that might be a bigger issue and I might have to replace this whole thing. Once again, I still don't understand how the hell that happens. But so what I'm gonna do now is, before I remove this, because I'm curious now, is I'm gonna test these pipes, because like I said before, I'm kind of wondering about where the map sensor connects these weird, like, not a washer, but like a gasket that it came with, the intake system came with. So I'm gonna jack up the car, take off the wheels, take out the wheel well, remove the intake. I gotta do that anyways to get this out, so I can get all this out. The good thing is these didn't leak. I didn't see anything coming out of these, so these are okay. I thought if anything, I would have had a vacuum leak. It would have been at these two throttle body spacers, but they checked out. So now I'm gonna check this one, and when I'm done, I'm going to call one of the closest. I figure the Nissan dealer should be the same part number for this gasket, this plenum gasket. So I'm gonna call and see if somebody has it in stock. If they do, I'm gonna go get it, put it in. We'll see what the situation with this weird hole is. And I also picked up spark plugs, which I was kind of kicking myself back when I did these, because once I had the throttle body off, I could have done the spark plugs. I just didn't have them then. But then I was thinking about it, and the more I thought about it, I think I'm a little bit over 80,000 miles. I'm like, I should have just done it. It's close to 100. It's close enough. That could be the reason why I'm misfiring. Maybe the plugs are all fouled up from this vacuum leak, and taking the cat out and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so this is the idea I come up with. I just took a glove, put it around the intake, cut the tip of the finger, and stuck the holes in there. Taped it with electrical tape. Hopefully that'll be good enough, and it won't sip through here. Hopefully it makes a good seal. So let's connect it and turn this on. So I'm looking for smoke coming out from here, and these holes are here too. But I am not seeing anything so far. Let's see if it's working. Yeah, definitely working. So this test passes. So no leaks in this intake tube, in the breather hoses or the MAP sensor. So on to the next one. Okay, so before I get started, I went to alldatadiy.com, purchased my vehicle. This is a really cool thing that AllData does, that's been doing for a couple of years now, where you don't have to purchase the entire library, which is like, like if you own a shop, it makes sense. You have a couple $1,000s to purchase. So the AllData DIY, what's cool about it is that you can just purchase whatever vehicle you want. So if you own one or two cars, you just download, you pay for the two cars or the one car that you want. I paid for mine, my G37. I think typically it's like $20, but they're running a promo for under $20 for a whole year subscription. So you literally get everything you need. This is basically what the dealership kind of looks at when they're working on this stuff. This shows you the installation and the installation. What's cool is that it gives you all the torque specs, which is kind of like what I wanted, but this was also important too. The tightening order, because you don't want to just tighten it any way you want. You have to follow the order, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. To take it off, you do the same thing. You just do the reverse order, so you start at 8 and you work your way back, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, whatever. So that's what I wanted to look at before I started. Just wanted to do it right. I'm surprised this thing actually, it says loosen mounting bolts and nuts with power tools. I'm surprised they actually tell you to do that. I wouldn't use a power tool. I would use just a ratchet, which is what I'm gonna use. I don't know, just makes just in case, I don't know, stuff like that is delicate. I don't like using impact stuff because it actually might break below that torque. So I'd rather just do it by hand and feel what I'm doing. So all right, so let's get started now. Okay, as you can see, I took the first 3 out from the passenger side. And they're pretty bad. Pretty bad. Like this one right here is full of a lot more oil than the other two. That's the new one. So I'm glad I'm taking these out. So let me go take the driver's side and put everything else back together. Then all I have left is the PCV valves, which I probably will have in a day or two, so I can finally finish this up. So for a while now, I've been noticing oil building up around that area, the side of the block right here. And I've seen it drip down that way. So I've been wanting to change the valve cover gasket, and I'm like, this is as good a time as any, because I really do not want to do this job again. I don't want to have to tear all this apart to get to the valve cover. So got it out. There goes your camshafts, your exhaust intake. Just gotta clean all this out. Gotta take that silicone, so it's gonna need gasket maker right there in that corner, and that corner. So everywhere where it goes flat, and then it, takes a different turn. Pretty similar to the 4 cylinders that I worked on. I think this is my first 6 cylinder that I've ever done valve covers on. Maybe not. I've probably done it on my sister's Tundra. That's a V6. Anyways, so yeah, this job just got a little longer. It's gonna take a little longer. At least I got the 3 spark plugs in on that side. I'm gonna do the same thing on that side. Take the valve cover off. Order all the gaskets. I need the gaskets for the valve cover, and I know there's another gasket I need. I need the PCV valves. So I took this one out already earlier, and I believe at least from my experience from other ones that I've worked on, these are supposed to kind of make like a clicking sound, like a back and forth sound. This one doesn't, so I'm pretty sure this one's already stuck. It's probably stuck open. That's why it's allowing a lot more oil through than it should. So I'm gonna order the OEM from Nissan, and once those come in, I'll put those in. It feels like the more I get into this, the more I dig in deeper. But hey, you have all this apart. Why not just do it now? Save yourself a headache from having to do this all over again later, just to change the valve cover gaskets. Like, what's the point? Just do it now. All right, so next video will be hopefully me reinstalling everything back in when I have all the parts in. Till next one.